if you travel in the democratic liberal political circles of TikTok, chances are you know a gentleman that goes by the name of Will Westmoreland. He is a rural political expert. He works on campaigns. He does political polling. He's also a farmer. He's down in Missouri. I had the honor of having him on my podcast. I think he's an extraordinarily knowledgeable guy. And he is one of, if not the only person that I saw take a different approach with a Missouri farmer who voted for Trump and is on the verge of losing his farm as a result of Trump's horrible policies. I was like many other people. Hey man, you fucking voted for this. So I don't want to hear that you didn't have time to research what he was going to do, which is what this farmer is claiming. Will took a different approach. Will wanted to open up a dialogue with this gentleman. Will wanted to have a conversation with. He didn't just want to be another person that was piling on. He wanted to reach out in a kind, professional, caring manner, and he did. And it not only caught the attention of the farmer, but it caught the attention of several news outlets that picked up on his story. And then Will had an opportunity to speak to this farmer on one of his lives on TikTok. I'm going to play for you Will's video discussing this incident now. And there's a segment of this video that shows him talking to this farmer on a TikTok live. And while it is too late, because the damage is already done, you already voted Trump into office, listen to what this farmer says should happen to Trump now.
Will, welcome to the Don Lemon Show. You've been doing such a great job. Thank you for joining us.
You bet, Don. Thank you. I know you've said it was wrong not to do the research, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Where are you on that journey of I made the wrong decision voting for Donald Trump? Have you reached that point yet, or where are you?
I think that what Donald Trump is doing right now is impeachable because he has.
Skyler, say that one more time.
I think that what Donald Trump is doing right now is impeachable because what he is doing is illegal, and there is a court system in place, a judicial system that is checking him, and he's not abiding by the check. And that's the way that everything is set up. I was very well educated in American history, and I was very well educated in the way that, I did really well in high school, and I understand how the government works. I just didn't affiliate with it because I didn't like it because you was told not to talk about politics. So I don't understand how the system works. And the way the system works is there's a judicial system that's supposed to check the executive branch. And that judicial system is checking the executive branch right now, and he's not backing down. I think that is impeachable offense, whether it's Democrat or Republican. That's what really drives me nuts about, this Democrat or Republicans, this argument of who's right and who's wrong. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, what he's doing is illegal, and it needs to be stopped. If it was Harris doing the same thing, I would think the same way. If it was Biden doing the same thing, I think the same way. If you think you're above the laws, that's an issue.
So first things first, if you're not following Will Westmoreland on all of the various platforms that you just saw there, you need to be following Will Westmoreland. He is a knowledgeable guy. Like I said, I had the privilege of having him on my podcast. I've been on his lives. He's been on my lives. Go follow him. And while I still hold the position, you voted for this shit. You're getting what you voted for. Ignorance is not an excuse. Saying you didn't have time to research what the President of the United States was going to do, what he stood on, is not an excuse for making the wrong decision. I am glad to hear him say what he said, though. This is an impeachable offense. Right now, the courts have ordered the Trump administration to reinstate, reissue some of the aid that they froze. And the Trump White House is saying, we don't have to do that. Fuck you. We have J.D. Vance saying, we don't have to listen to courts. They're literally saying, the Trump administration is literally saying to the judicial branch, a co-equal branch of government that is there to check that branch of government, the executive branch, they're saying to the judicial branch, yeah, you've made your ruling. Now try to fucking enforce it. Donald Trump is an existential threat to this country and our way of life. It's a damn shame that so many of these people are waking up this far after the damage is done. But I certainly hope that these people carry with them into the next election, which is the 2026 midterms, and then the next election after that, which would be the 2028 presidential election, this mindset. I hope they don't lose it in the next 2 to 4 years. I want you to remember who fucked you over. I want you to remember who cost you your farm. I want you to remember who deported your family member, I want you to remember who is actively trying to relocate Palestinians from the Gaza Strip so he can just take it. I want you to remember who went after people like your fellow North American neighbors in Canada and Greenland. I want you to remember this shit, not just now that it's finally affecting you, but the next time you walk into a voting booth, you need to remember this shit. Enough with the bullshit propaganda about how the Democratic Party is all just communists that are going to come take your money and redistribute your wealth and yada, 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 yada. The very same people that are fucking you guys over right now fed you all of the bullshit to keep you afraid all those years. And only now, after he's sticking it to you, do you realize what millions of people have been telling you. Will is a far better person than I am. I don't think it's time to start talking with some of these people. If they want to come to the light, if they want to come to the realization that they've been fucked over, aces, come to the realization. But goddammit, my daughters and granddaughters don't have rights in dozens of states in this country because of fucking people like you. You're going to lose your farm? There are people that could lose their fucking lives. So, too fucking late, I guess.